Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel entitled Back to Sicily. My name is Sylvester and I'm from Connecticut along with my family, especially our children Leonardo and Lucia. Our channel is designed primarily to hopefully record, chronicle, and share with you what we anticipate to be our family's adventure in trying to go back to Sicily based on this homework that our daughter Lucia did for her grade 1 homework or school project a couple of years ago. And as you can see, it's one of those very simple family tree where she crayons in the tree and the trunk, the branches, and of course different family members. And at the bottom here she writes, "My family is from," and it says the Philippines, Italy, Ireland, and China. And of course this is Lucia over here, her older brother who's 2 years older, Leonardo, we call him Leo. And there's mom, who is Timothea, and dad. And of course over here, dad's dad is Lolo Vivencio, who is from the island of Panay in the Philippines. And Lola Lily, dad's mother, is from the province of Pangasinan, also in the Philippines, the big island of Luzon. Back to mom's side, you have dad, or mom's dad, Lucia and Leo's grandpa, is David Ryan, who is half Irish, and his dad, Mr. Ryan, Irish, and his mother is British, Grandma Ethel. And of course, this YouTube channel is going to focus on the theme of Back to Sicily because we're hoping to explore the Sicilian heritage of the family. So mom's mom, Grandma Blaze, she is known here in Connecticut. Her real name is Biagio Gruttadauria. So for those of you who know a little bit of Italian, Gruttadauria means Gruta is a grotto, and Di Aurea is of gold, so the golden grotto. Now, one of the other inspirations, primary inspirations for this attempting to start up this YouTube channel is of course Leonardo and his across the street good friends Austin and his older brother Dylan, who for years now I've always heard them talk about wanting to be a group of epic gamers and YouTubers, where they're going to develop some sort of YouTube channel and have 1 million followers, subscribers. And I never really understood that whole concept, but I figured as 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, and now they're all about 10 years old and a little older, in the case of Dylan. It was fascinating to go actually one night about, well, now over 2 months ago. I think my notes show August 16 was the first night I started doing some research on this effort to try to start a YouTube channel. But anyway, let me just finish in our chart here. So this was basically Lucia's homework sheet, from which she gets a great job from her first grade teacher. And I'm going to raise this up here to show you a little bit more of the background about who is who. And you can see that the fourth tier of relatives, great-grandparents to Leonardo and Lucia, you have a variety of great-grandparents. So starting from this side on dad's track, you have Filipino family, which is Lolo, great-grandpa Pedro Salcedo y Asperas, who was married to Maria Luisa Leones de Salcedo, as the Filipinos borrowed heavily from the Spaniards from their 350 years of colonial rule. And through Lola Lily, you have Grandpa Lee, Stephen Wu Lee, who was actually born in China, and I just recently received some more information about his background. And he married Grandma Lee, Maria Pereras, who, while she does carry a Filipino or Latin Hispanic surname, I believe, or we believe, she actually is of Chinese ancestry also. So we'll have to dig a little further on her background. And going back to mom's side, Grandpa Ryan, of course, his dad is Martin Ryan, and his mom is Ethel Giddings from the UK. Now, our main interest, obviously, is the Sicilian track. So from Lucia, we go to Timothea, to Biaggia, and Grandma Blaze's parents are Giuseppe Grutadauria, Grandpa Joe, and Filippa Giardina. So that's Nonna Filippa. And right above here, I printed out a further research from Ancestry.com, which shows I think 2 more generations of extensive relationship right to the city of Caltanissetta, which is the largest city right in the middle of the Sicilian island. And that's where most of the Sicilian family heritage is based. Now, before we actually go in depth into the different families here, which we're hoping to do when we get to Sicily. Now, a word about how to get to Sicily. Obviously, we're all in quarantine under this pandemic currently worldwide, and second wave is now hitting Europe, especially southern Italy. And for us here in Connecticut, obviously, we're also potentially going to be coming into the cold weather here pretty soon, and much is unknown. So we may have to fill in the waiting period with some other postings for you to try to make this interesting. But let me, at this moment, just share with you my own personal adventure about how I've come to this point. And as I meant, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but today is already October 24. And when I first did this initial research, I started on August 16. And one of the informal goals I set for myself, because obviously Leonardo here, my YouTube advisor, who tells me that Dad, you have to obtain 2,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours and so on and so forth. But anyway, we're not really chasing any of those statistics right now, because mainly we really just wanted to have fun, and we wanted to be able to see if we could actually start up a channel and maintain it with enough enthusiasm and fun for us, as well as for you to enjoy and come along on the journey if you wish. So today is from one of the many YouTube experts whose channels I've been watching. One in particular stands out, and that is Sean Cannell. And this young man, obviously, many of you, if you are very familiar with YouTube and the startup effort, you must have run into Sean at some point or another. And obviously his theme is to smash perfection in the face. And as it is right now, I'm about a month and a week behind my own personal goal of getting something out within 30 days from watching his initial video. So even though we're about a month and a week behind, this is the day to smash perfection in the face. And of course, we don't know a lot of things. We don't even know if we can upload this video successfully today, but we will do our best. As I said, each time I see somebody else's video and recommendations and the different lessons learned that they share, it just seems like a lot of fun to do this. So what I'm hoping to do is to be able to do the same for those of you who are having fun out there, traveling, tasting different foods, obviously visiting different places and different countries, having all kinds of wonderful life experiences. And speaking of life experiences, I do want to share a little bit of the chronology. So that night I mentioned, August 16, I started watching, I typed in, let me see, the keywords were how to learn Italian, Italy, start up a YouTube channel. And one of the first channels that popped up was a young man by the name of Rafael de Furia. And of course, for those of you who want to check in Rafael's channel, he is a young American who, I guess, he's of Italian American descent, as is this line of our relatives here. And he went, I'm not really sure if it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Apparently he went there to try to obtain his Italian citizenship, as well as figure out a way to be able to just get out and try to live in Italy. And I think he's been quite successful in that effort, and I certainly have enjoyed listening to many of his videos. Now, with the YouTube algorithms, or however this whole system works, I was led to another channel featuring a young woman from Australia by the name of Kylie Flavel. And Kylie has, obviously she's a very talented camera person, editor, director. She just has it all. Obviously also being a wonderful, beautiful, and linguistically gifted person. So I think now she's quite fluent in Italian, and I'm not sure if she's been there for also maybe 5-6 years, maybe less, maybe more. But anyway, she just has the most fabulous videos about her experience in Sicily. I think she started in Rome and then moved up to the Amalfi Coast. And I love that one particular video she has with the two old guys arguing with each other about philosophy and politics and everything. It's just so Italian. It reminded me so much of one of my favorite movies in Italian by Lina Wertmüller called Swept Away. And of course, I only watched that in the original. It's the best thing to do. Now, so from Kylie, I just want to try to get this chronology straight. Her videos led me to the next, I don't know, again, it's kind of strange, but a young British couple by the name of George and Lucy, I think Lucy D'Agostino, which again, very Italian surname, but obviously Lucy is born and raised in Britain. And her boyfriend George, the two of them, I think they're in their, or they were in their, or I think they're still in their early to mid-20s. But anyway, they were, as many YouTubers, young, adventurous, just free spirits, and wanted to travel the world. So at some point, I'm not sure really, was it last year or maybe a little bit more than a year ago, they somehow ended up in a Southeast Asian tour and ended up in the Philippines. And long story short, they had to quarantine in the Philippines for the last, I guess, what is it now, since March. And again, love their videos, being Filipino Americans. I know they're based in Bonifacio Global City, better known locally as BGC in the Philippines. That's sort of a new development in the greater Manila area. I think it used to be a military field, military exercise field. But anyway, with Manila being so overgrown, they basically grew into Bonifacio Global City. So again, George and Lucy are like Kylie Flavel, very talented. They have beautiful videos. They have the works. They have the drones, fabulous editing skills, music overlay. It's just I'm very envious of their talents. But nonetheless, I guess this is still the same night. Somehow, from after watching two or three of George and Lucy's Juicy blog, which I guess is a combination of George and Lucy, the Juicy blog, my long evening stretch led me to a man who's kind of reminds me of my own life, being that I'll be turning 64 next month. A man, an American guy by the name, I think it's Mark Thompson or Mark Thornton. But anyway, his channel, YouTube channel, is called Every Man Has a Story. And I was a little bit heartbroken initially when I watched Mark's first video, his first YouTube video, because it told his life story. Basically, in many ways, he was like me. I mean, we're about the same age. He had a career, very long career in the cruise industry, and I was in the Navy, so we kind of share life at sea, more civilian on his side, military for me. But his story, one of much success, had it all, made a lot of money, but then again, tragedy struck and he lost it all. Bankruptcy, divorce, health problems, heart attack, bypass surgery, and so on. So he just told the story briefly about ending up at age 64 on his mom's couch and took a length of rope and was thinking of just really having a quiet exit. I mean, I also like actually his perspective. He didn't really sound too well. Anyway, long story short, he said he could not do the rope on his mother's apartment or house, so he decided to sell everything and move to the Philippines, to Dumaguete. I think that's in the island of Negros Oriental in the Philippines. Actually, my wife Timmy was there on a holiday to, I think it's Siquijor Island, when we went to the Philippines last Christmas, and because of school schedule, the children and I had to come back to Connecticut for school in early January, and Timmy stayed for another week to go snorkeling on Siquijor Island. So that's in the Dumaguete City area. But anyway, back to Mark. He's now in a small town called Valencia, and apparently he's meeting a lot of other fellow expats, many Americans, Europeans, and I'm enjoying watching all his different episodes, from hearing all these Every Man Has a Story series. So I guess I am also giving my own Every Man Has a story, but ours will be a little bit extended. So anyway, I don't want to make this too long, because it's our initial attempt to be able to get us up and post our first episode. Let's see how we do. Obviously, I don't have all the expertise. I don't know if the subscribe button will show up. I don't know if the like button and comments. We'll see how it goes in posting it. But nonetheless, again, our channel is Back to Sicily. Hit the subscribe button, which I don't know if it's there yet or not, or hit the like button. But anyway, we hope to figure it out as we go along. But the goal today was, as Sean Cannell said, to smash perfection in the face and record something and get it out there. So actually, this is, again, just on my iPhone. I did, as per all the recommendations, buy, I don't know, a $20 tripod and one of those clips to hold the iPhone so that it doesn't fall off and crack on the floor. Again, I hope this comes true. I don't know how the lighting is. I see Lucia's come into my studio now to want to have a snack, so I will close for now. We will continue the adventure back to Sicily. Thank you. See you at the next episode.